All right, today I'm going to give you some examples here of artwork and that shows some of the composition stuff we've been talking about. And uh, let's see, there we go. So, Crows with the Wheat Field, Vincent van Gogh, symbolic. This is the last one that he did before he died, and nobody really knows exactly if he killed himself, somebody else killed him. There's a new thing that maybe some kids were playing around with a gun and shot him, and he took the fall so they wouldn't get in trouble. That's the one I'd want to think about. But this is a really gorgeous painting. It's probably about 10 feet wide. It's really big. You can see it in Amsterdam if you ever get the chance. Uh, I really like the crow symbolism. Is that I like crows anyways and ravens, but a group of crows is called a murder, and two ravens is a unkindness, which is a group. Um, there's three different roads. You can go three different paths, and the one straight ahead of him is basically death, and it's kind of sad. But that's the last one he did. But if you'll notice, he's using cool and warm colors. He did the juxtaposition. These aren't actually like uh gosh, I can't think right now. Complementary colors, but they're close. I always think of yellow and blue as being, like a little bit more complementary. They are primary, so they also those tend to jive with each other as well. So Oxbow. This one's kind of cool because this shows you your. This has kind of almost like the. If you look at it, it's got the golden ratio, which I've got to do a rule of thirds video for you guys again too. But you've got the cool and the warm over here, and you also have rule of thirds where this shadow is kind of taking over just like a third of this coming rolling into this oxbow. Hudson River School of Painting, American Landscapes. Interesting stuff if you're ever interested. English painting. I lived in England, so I have a thing for English painting. And plus, this looks like almost every beach in England, and it's kind of cool. There's another painting coming up sooner, later, that has a painting that I did a copy of that I really liked. And this is romance painting, and there's a lot of good like work that he did painting in the sky. Rule of thirds. He's kind of on the edge there, and also leading lines. You walk into the photo, you can even see somebody walking into the photo, and it takes you up here, and you're over on this peak, and next thing you know, you're looking at the sky, and then you see these pretty neat stuff. Another school of painting in America is the Luminism and Albert Bierstadt. It's really good. He paints light. This one ties us back into that golden hour. This painting, he must have got up really early and probably was camping right by this river. And if you look up close, I noticed the last time I was doing the speech, you can see different people in here. And I really like the composition on that one and the light painting. Now, here's a guy that broke all the rules, Winslow Homer. He was self taught. So he just taught himself and he ended up working for like a greeting card company. And so, how he breaks the rules is there's no rule of thirds here, there's just a subject right in the middle. But you can do that after a while. And it looks really cool. It's naturalism. He tried to paint exactly what he saw. Vermeer. People write master's thesis on this painting. He wrote with light, but he was also a cheater. I've talked about cameras before, and we have camera obscura, which is a pinhole camera. Um, Vermeer actually used the pinhole camera to project the picture onto his canvas, and then he traced it out and then did the painting. So he was really good, but he was also a cheater. So I think that's kind of funny. And here's another American painter, Mary Cassatt, and this is Impressionism. I've always liked Impressionism from the early Impressionists because they were actually really good artists that could paint like this that started to break some of the rules. And I like it when people that know what they're doing break the rules. Caravaggio, here's another guy I'd like to see a Netflix show about him. He was a crazy man. He killed somebody in Florence or Venice and then went to Florence or the other and lived a different life because back then you could get away with murder if you just went 20 miles down the road because nobody's going to chase you that far away. It's like a million miles away. It's like he killed somebody in Cloquet and moved to Duluth and had a new life, right? And then he was just a crazy person. But he has great radial symmetry here, and there's what's called chiaroscuro, which is painting with light. There's this different kind of light. Rembrandt did it and did all this stuff. Uh, he then moved to the Knights of Malta, and he joined him, and he messed him over, and they ended up killing him. So interesting. I'm running out of time here on my thing. And Nicholas Poussin, long story short, he tells a story with everything that he has. So if you look at the eyes looking down, pointing, and all that, this is supposed to be a secret that has uh, treasure hunt. This is the painting I did, rule of thirds. I think it's pretty cool. It's not my exact painting. That's the one I copied. And then we'll talk about artist cartoons another day. Bye.